Hello, everybody. This is the N2O. I had my microphone muted like a smart person, but I tried to turn it back on, and it turns out that the mic input wasn't going through OBS correctly anyway, so I had to go and do a little bit of fixing up and all that fun stuff. So yeah, but this is gonna be the MVP Cup for April 2019. That's what year it is, right? I'm pretty sure it's 2019. It's a fair assumption. I'm assuming that's a fair assumption. Yeah, great English here. 100% skill level as far as that's concerned. Brackets will be up in a moment. I just, you know, it was supposed to start at 2, so I started the stream naturally at like 2:01. It's fashionably late. But yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be a good time, you know.
But everywhere I go, only echoes in the silence. You don't even know, you don't even show your diamonds. Where the fuck are you? Always leave me in the blindness. But I know it's not over. Through the static, I can feel you getting closer. Send a flare to light the way.
Oh, that's not the right thing to copy paste. Whoops. Alright.
All that I feel is like a drop into the ocean. Lost between the waves, treading water, but I'm open. That you might come around, fix the poison that was spoken. Shadows in the dark, need your light to break them open. But I know it's not over.
I don't need to do any updates on Windows. I'm just thinking of like random things that might cause some lag out before we actually get into the thick of everything, because if I go ahead and say like BRB gonna restart my computer because it need updates, and we get into the lobbies, then it's kind of, it's very unprofessional. Can't have that. Alright, bracket's supposed to be going up in like 2 or 3 minutes. Or we're starting at 2:15. That works too. See what's going on in the A stream. Can't stick around for too long on there because I'm gonna lag the hell out if I do that, but you know. Alright, we got a few viewers here already. I mean, that's good, because, I mean, we're not gonna have anything here for a little bit. Or any content, so it's good to at least have some people here that are sticking around before the actual content arrives. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done some streaming, or some casting here. It's, I haven't really been paying as much attention to StarCraft over the last month or so. I've been trying to, grind Counter-Strike with some people, and we're trying to see how far we can go with that. And, you know, that pipe dream of trying to get a sponsor or something like that, because in Counter-Strike, in comparison, like, to, say, StarCraft, it's a lot easier to get, find sponsor money. So, you know. And, you know, life stuff combined with that. It's difficult to get everything in here, like, casting-wise. It's been hella chaotic. But I'm here. I definitely love doing the casting if I'm available to do so. And that's why I'm here. Oh, music led? Alright, I can fix that. Actually, that probably means that my ambient volume's gonna be loud too, so let's... Oh my god, my desktop audio is like at max volume, what the hell? Alright. That probably will fix it. Here, I'll try and hear. There's a decent drop. So, can you hear me alright over that? Are we all equalized? Yeah, okay, so that, my microphone at the moment is like twice as loud as the rest of everything else on here. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be okay then. Hotkeys work. Alright, Brackett's supposed to be up to -3. Actually, here, I'm gonna go on Liquipedia. I haven't followed the pro scene over the last couple weeks as well. So I kinda wanna go in and see Hey guys, apparently there's somebody from back in the days of, oh my god, what is this? I think this is a Brood War player. But there's a Korean whose name is Estrella, but with an A before the E, as well, as afterwards. It's his 33rd birthday today, so, got that going for you there. Happy birthday, guy. Alright, so while I've been gone, I do know that Zerglord joined Alpha X, that's cool. I've casted him before, he's got some interesting aggression going on in his, for his playstyle, it's kind of cool to watch. Oh yeah, Bly being on Wendigo, it's cool to see Wendigo getting back, or getting into the StarCraft scene, because they have some other games that they're into. I know that Counter-Strike is one game that they've been a part of for a little while now. They got a Bulgarian roster. Does surprisingly well. Okay, volume's good. Appreciate it. Awesome. Let's see what else is there. Lennox finally on a team. Oh, this is old news, actually. Dust Gaming disbanded? What? They've been around for a while. Well then. Like, they haven't really had, like, tons of exposure, per se, as far as, like, the players that they've had aren't, like, total all-stars in general, but, like, they've been around. I know who they are. I know people that have been on Dust before. So... It's weird to see that. Let's see what else is going on in Wikipedia land. Anything else interesting? Tudming's on a team. Tudming's back. Wow. It's been a long time since I've heard that name. Rails retired? What? I might be totally incorrect on saying this, but wasn't there like some kind of controversy that was around Rail or something like that? Like match fixing stuff, or... I don't really remember, honestly. I want to say that I heard something about it, though. Maybe it's another Russian player or something like that that I heard about. Retired in April 2019 and now plays Warcraft 3. That's an interesting jump. Going back in time. Alright. Okay. So, brackets should be live. Yep, brackets live. So I'll go ahead and pull up the bracket. I can paste the bracket too for you guys. Just give me a sec to pull it up. Okay, so here I'll paste the link for you guys here. If you guys want to look at the bracket yourselves. Trying to see if there's any interesting matches here. This is like the same song in a row. No, we're fixing this. Here, we didn't listen to this one yet, I don't think. Alright, so I'll find somebody to cast in just a moment here. I think I'm gonna try and get Dark's game casted, because that funnels into Estrella, and I'm more or less supposed to be following Estrella through the brackets here. So... Alright, well, figure out what's going on here in a second. In the meanwhile, though, what's everybody here doing other than, you know, tuning in? Can at least try and get something, some conversation piped up here while we're chilling. All right. Alright, so it looks like the map that we'll be starting on today is Port Alexander. Wait, I can just do this. Cool. Cool, we're getting in. We did it, guys. We did it good. Okay. Just remembering what the hotkeys are, guys. Alright, control 1, control 2. Alright. Awesome. So it's gonna be PvZ on Port Alexander. I don't know if there's too much special to be said because, you know, Port Alexander being a more standardized map at this stage, and I mean, Protoss definitely enjoys the fact that they can wall off relatively easily at the natural, but the rush distance is good enough for Zerg to get in there with an early pool timing if they want and harass the Protoss as well. I don't know. Otherwise, it's a fairly standard map, or it's considered one of the most standard maps in the pool. So, without further ado, spawning at the top left-hand corner here, from Alpha X, of course. Probably can omit that. We're all from Alpha X here. In the cheese toss colors, it is Rodzin. Rodzin. Why did that? My tongue tripped. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner is our lovely blue Zergy player. It is Dark. Not our beloved Korean all-star, but he's a GM in his own right, so definitely still good. We do see he's going for a hatch first, and Rodzin's going for one gate, and gas before his expansion. So it's possible that he might go for something like a Stargate play. Again, it's been a little while since I've paid close attention to the meta. Like, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I've checked in. And even then, that was like GSL meta, so it's not exactly the same type of meta as what we'll probably be seeing here. We might see some builds pulled from the Koreans, as is typical there, but like otherwise, the general game styles are probably going to be a little bit different. Yeah, we do see a Cyber Core before the Nexus, though, which does certainly indicate that there's some form of earlier aggression going on. And we see a Zealot coming out from Rodzin as well, which means that he wants to bank up that gas. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Stargate here. We do have the Proxy Probe still chilling around. You do see Dark's first Overlord is going to come in here, and he's going to see the Cyber Core is going to be done by the time that the Overlord says hello, which is a fair indication. Oh, and he will see the Zealot, so this is a fair indication that there's going to be some kind of tech-heavy play going on. We do see that he's made 8 lings as well, though, so he's going to try and pressure this wall fairly quickly. Not that there is actually a complete wall. And we do see the Stargate over here, by the way. But, yeah, Rodzin's going to have to try and wall off pretty quickly here. Speed's also halfway done, so Dark's set up a decent build here where if these lings get into the base, it's kind of lights out for Rodzin because after this initial push out, he will have speed finished up. You do see here the adept spawns on the dangerous side of the wall, the spooky side, and we see these lings are gonna try and attack the unfinished gateway. This adept here is gonna just melt these Zerglings though slowly, and the Zealot will put in some work when it can, while still being a lovely door. Or, well, not a lovely door. It doesn't really open and close very easily. That does it. Yeah. And it attacks you. I guess it's not a very good wall after all. Shield battery's up though. Dark is gonna probably struggle to get through this anymore. He's only producing lings at the moment. Oh my god. He's pulled off of gas as well. I'm kind of surprised he's still he's flooded out on lings even more. But this shield battery actually probably wants to... Never mind. The shield battery's fine. Do you see the wall is maintained here for Rodzin? That was good. Having the probe there, making sure that even if this gateway dies down here, there's still a wall off. We just see that he's pretty good with his building placement here. We got that one happy pylon powering everything, nice tucked away from all of these Zerglings. Oh my god. Yeah, Dark's all in on this. This push has to work. You see Rodzin here is going to lose that other gateway that morphed in there, and still continuing to play SimCity, and do so pretty effectively. So Overlord's just kind of watching all of the carnage that's going on. All of these lings absolutely getting ravaged. And we do see that even the Oracle's coming back home to try and do some defense if need be. You see shield battery number 2 is complete. And some lings finally do get into the base, but there's only a total of 2 at the moment that actually get into the main base to do any form of significant damage. Well, the rest of them are just chilling over here. You do see we're still in 16 drones in Dark's Natural. See some lings coming out every once in a while. Oh, actually, this could be an important snipe off here. We do see the shield battery trying to heal that Cybercore as much as possible, but no! No, the Cybercore! Oh, alright, so no warp gate here for Rodzin. That's actually kind of a big deal. That means that he's gonna have to... Well, first off, he can't build any more adepts. Until he rebuilds that Cybercore, until that's finished up again. Those lings in the main base do end up getting taken out by a few very courageous probes, by the way. But yeah, he hasn't even started his Cybercore yet, and every second that the Cybercore is gone for is more time. Yeah, there we go. That's more time the Warp Gate's going to be gone, and Warp Gate is kind of crucial. It's more crucial than Stim is for Terrans. We do see these 3 shield batteries are starting to... Yeah, all these shield batteries are out of energy that are still alive. And there's still more lings coming from Dark. Jeez, man. Alright, well, at least he's got the second hatchery, so when he mines out on his main base, he just goes to the natural and then keeps spamming lings, right? Something like that. You do see in the units tab, though, it's 33 probes to 16 drones. Once this Cybercore finishes up, it'll be in base. Once that Warp Gate eventually finishes, then Rodzin can just head out. Especially since he's pooling Oracles together. He's going to continue to play his lovely game of SimCity. I'm surprised he hasn't built more shield batteries, to be honest. He has a decent bank going for him. And, oh no, the wall's open! No! You see 4 Oracles here are going to make short work of a lot of these Zerglings, but a decent chunk of them get into the main still. That's not something that you can just have happen to you. You see Void Ray getting chronoed out because he needs something that shoots on the ground that doesn't sap energy, because all these Oracles are actually pretty starved. These 2 lings here are going to get a few probe kills, no doubt. And yeah, I'm still surprised. Like, the bank on Rodzin's pretty high. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't kept building shield batteries. And yeah, the Dark kind of knows, though, that's kind of the end. He did manage to get a total of 4 Zerglings into the main base over the course of that game, but at the same time, that's the best that he could have done. I was kind of playing it a little conservatively from Rodzin, but it did work out in the end just fine. Still scares me a little bit like that, though. I can't recall if this is best of 3 or best of 1? Alright, best of 3s, yeah. So, map 1 is complete. In the favor of Rodson. I'm gonna find some other stuff to listen to. Actually, I don't know if I can play that. I'm trying to go through Monster Cat playlists and stuff, but some of the Monster Cat artists that are most popular have actually like done work with other groups that it's not common or fair use. So next map is King's Cove. I've seen many Protosses absolutely despise this map, but a lot of it's been because of Reapers. And we don't have a whole lot of Reapers running around when there's a Zerg on the other end of the map. Generally speaking, it's kind of Overlords and Zerglings that do that. So, not the same dealio. They don't jump up and down cliffs unless the Overlord kind of eats the lings and then pukes them out like a really poor quality Nidus Worm. But again, not the same thing as a Reaper. You don't have to worry about that in quite the same way. Okay. Gonna double check. Yep, everything worked fine. Cool. So. Whoops. There we go. Hotkeys are cool. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner. Built a total of, was it like 6 drones that entire game? Or 4 drones maybe? Didn't end up making it work out. Maybe he'll build some more drones this game and we'll see what happens. Blue, and he's dark. And in the bottom right-hand corner, going for nice little gate expand so far. In the cheese toss colors, it is Rodson. Going for something similar to last game as well. This is a very popular Stargate map. For pretty much every matchup, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, PvP kind of has its ups and downs with Stargate builds. But against Terran, there's been a fair amount of Phoenixes flying around. Against Zergs, I could imagine there's Oracles and Phoenix builds that are not uncommon to see. We do see, though, Dark is going for a 17th drone, so that's already, and an 18th drone. Okay, so we have more drones than we had last game already. Good sign. That's promising. And we're not going to see too much of anything interesting to start off this game other than just some probe scout shenaniganry and general annoyance of having a probe exist anywhere near you, no matter what race you are. Even Protosses hate probes. Oh, actually, that drone might die. That drone's gonna die. That's actually kind of a nice pickup. Just a free worker. Awesome. It's not too big of a deal, but I mean, the higher up in levels of gameplay that you go, the more the bigger a deal a one worker actually is, because timings are a lot more precise the higher in rank that you go. And we do see this is a Stargate build again, and taking as many drones away from the Zerg as possible is really, really helpful. And the earlier on that you get those worker kills, the bigger of an impact it is. You do see here an Adept's getting chronoed out, not a Zealot this time around. Unless there is a Zealot. No, there's no Zealot. Okay. Oh wait, I could just press the units tab. We do see 25 probes and an Adept. It's a hell of a composition right there. That's endgame worthy. Damn, I'm being sarcastic and I don't like unprompted. That's not even humorous. That just sounds edgy. Okay, moving on. Do see the third hatchery about a quarter of the way done for Dark. So he's definitely built a lot more drones than he did last game. We see one worker staying on get Vespene gas and spawning pool, finishing up speed as we speak. There's no additional queens coming out on the map right now. Do see just tons of drones getting pumped out here. This one adept was trying to poke around. There were some speedlings that drove it off. It's mostly there for scouting anyways, and it got away with almost all of its hit points. Only the shields got nibbled away by the Zerglings. I wonder what shields taste like. Probably like batteries or something. If you guys have ever licked a battery, don't actually do that. I don't want to be responsible if somebody accidentally gets lithium or NiCad compounds inside of their mouth and into their bodies. It's not fun. Or like a lead acid battery. If you don't lick a lead acid battery, guys. The lead and the acid, both parts are very, very unfun for your body. Alright, there we go. Good lesson for today. Do see Robo and Twilight Council follow up. Just completing the tech tree here for Rodzen. Phoenixes are getting pumped out right now. Or one Phoenix at the least. We'll see if there's extra Phoenixes following this up. This might just be to pick up Queens and poke Overlords. We also have 2 Oracles. And actually, Charge-a-Lot Archon is going to be the follow-up here. Yeah, this Phoenix is just for poking, scouting Overlords and whatnot. Do see here, 7 workers have been killed by these 2 Oracles, and they both survive with a decent amount of hit points on both of them. They're both in the yellow. So I'd say that he's pretty comfortable with the amount of kills he's gotten so far, and these will be amazing for map control later on, or at least map vision. Especially since his Robo's been late, so he doesn't really have the ability to just spam out observers. This guy's taking it like a man. Look at that. Hardcore. So metal. Pop like a Zed. Ooh, actually this is gonna be an Archon drop follow-up here. This is super annoying. Would you see here that Dark has a ton of Roaches though? Does he have a lair? Yeah, he does have a lair. Okay, that's good. Gleo Reconstitution's almost done. Of course he has a lair. But this Archon drop is going to be difficult to deal with because Roaches obviously don't hit the Warp Prism. So as long as that Warp Prism survives, and there's a lot of airspace back here, so that Warp Prism can get away comfortably. These Archons are actually... Dark isn't even worrying about this base. He's just going across the map at the moment. He's just going to hit a huge counterattack. And this is actually something very, very scary that I don't know if Rodzen can deal with this correctly. He's got 2 Oracles and a bunch of Zealots. The Lings went in and attacked way before the Roaches did. I don't know if that was exactly intentional from Dark here. It's probably a bit of a mistake. But we do see here the Roaches come to clean up the rest of those charge lots. Another wave comes in, though, and the Roaches are kind of... They're at risk of being surrounded, and even this Archon drop comes back to defend this push, and we do see here Dark's getting all of his army just totally melted. And so, well, he did manage to get the Archons to come back home and not tickle this third base anymore, or kill the Spore Crawler. But rest in peace, Spore Crawler. I do see that the Zerg has 1 less worker than Rodzen. Dark really can't be affording to do this, and he's actually sending more Roaches across the map. I don't know if he can afford to do this. This is 5 Archons, and they have oh, they don't have upgrades, but it's 5 Archons. Roaches don't do... They're better than Lings against Archons, that's for sure, but they still aren't the ideal unit here. As long as they can ball up, they might be able to do something, because then they don't get surrounded as much by these Zealots. And actually, this might be okay. With the Warp Prism here, this is going to be difficult for Dark, but I think that he'll manage to hold on here. Maybe? I forget how much splash damage Archons do against bio units. Oh my god. Oh, the power of Archons, guys. 4 of them are still alive. He's juggling them in the Warp Prism. Rodzen's being a micro god. He's being as Korean as he can. Even an Immortal here just to say, hey guys, I'm an Archon too! Pew pew! And GG, Rodzen takes the series 2-0 actually. Nice. 415 APM. The APM of a god right there, guys. Alright. So, that means that Rodzen's actually going to be going on to play against Estrella. But Rodzen versus Estrella? I mean, I haven't seen them play against each other. I don't know anything about Rodzen here, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, okay? It is Estrella, but we'll find out. Oh, forgot to change the overlay back to this. Okay, I fixed it. We're good. Everything's fine. Or did it not? Did it not? It did flip. Cool. It does kind of bother me how it takes like 3 seconds or 4 seconds for the game capture on the OBS system to correctly load when I switch the scenes, but it's slight production caveats and stuff. Alright, so while we're waiting, we're gonna do our obligatory shoutouts here. So, ready? We're gonna bring on our good announcer voice here for this kind of thing. Let's see. Good to go. Cleared our throat and everything for a dramatic effect. Let's do it again. There we go. Drink this last bit of Rockstar. Alright, so one of our sponsors here is 24 Hour Fitness, and they have this little blurb for me to tell you guys. Bring friends and get your results with a free fit plan. Studio classes, pool cardio equipment, 436 locations, network of clubs all included in your membership. Try us free with a 7-day pass when you complete one of the sponsor quests. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of commercial I'll play next time that I mention them on this stream, because they will come up again. And you guys get to watch a nice little 30-second clip that's professionally made, something way better than I could ever hope to make, at least with my current skills. I can barely even get my OBS to work correctly. Hooray! Not much of a front-end guy as far as coding stuff is concerned. Or I don't make things work nice, I just make things work. Ish. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a little blurb there. I'd like to thank 24 Hour Fitness for being a sponsor for events like this. That's how we get a lot of our funding. Or at least a solid portion of it. It's not like these companies are unheard of as well. It's not like you've never heard of 24 Hour Fitness or something like that. So it's kind of cool to see a company that's actually like recognizable contributing towards the esports scene. Even if it is at non-major events such as this one, just minor event stuff. Still very nice. Just notice, one of my USB cables is fraying. What does this go to? Oh, this goes towards the 360 adapter. Okay. Alright, in due time we'll get this game up and running. Alright, so I've already seen Misidic's assumption on what's gonna happen here in this PvP, but Estrella versus Rodzen, what do you guys think's gonna happen? Anything in particular? Any colorful assumptions here, or is it just gonna be like just he's dead? I want to see some hope here. I want to see some like competitive nature in you guys being spectators and whatnot. It's like Even the Cleveland Browns, at least. For football. We'll try and put on their game face every once in a while when they're playing against a team. Like, Browns versus the Patriots? If the Browns win, that's pretty fun. Let's see here. Might be a few minutes. I don't see Estrella in the chat yet. Or here. There. We've talked to the Estrella, the one, the only. Let's refresh the brackets here and see anything else that's happened. Wait. Oh! So, when I casted Dark, I must be confused. I assumed the Dark was gonna be against, I guess there's multiple Darks. Now that I think about it, I think I know that there's a Dark on the NA server that, as well as the LATAM server, or South American server. And the Dark that we casted was in a totally on the other half of the brackets. So Rodzin has advanced, but Rodzin's not actually against Estrella. I'm totally mistaken. But anyways, so other games that have finished so far: Dastin versus Hino. Hino took the game 2-1. They finished 3 games already. That was pretty brief, actually. Snap versus Tokan. Tokan took a 2-0. He's gonna play Mamba right now. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Oh god. It's never a fun one. So, I'm not sure who these guys are then. So, Dark C2 and Dark Unnamed. Those are their names on Challenge. Those are the people that are playing against each other to play against Estrella. So, yeah. Their score is not determined yet. Lingboy versus Kyojin. Lingboy took that 2-0. He goes on to play against BioIce, which is gonna be tough, but... Oh, that's a... Lingboy's a Zerg, right? I never assume based off of their handles, or their names. If that's ZVZ, that's just gonna be an all-around, Well, you know what? Some of the craziest games happen in the mirror matches. I won't put anyone ahead of each other in that department. What else? Oh, Hijinks versus Shelby. Shelby took that 2-0. Was playing against Art. What other games are going on right now? We have FireZerg currently playing against Psych. That's to be determined as far as the finishing stats. Starkiller playing against, I want to say it's Maria or just Mare. I'll admit, I have not spoken to them before. So yeah, we're just gonna wait on this Dark v Dark match, and then cast Estrella. Channels here. Oh, that seems good. Okay. Um, Alright. So, yeah, we have 3 darks on the team, I guess. I didn't realize that. So that's a lot. It's a lot of darks. Especially since there's also a Korean dark out there. Not ours, obviously, but it exists nonetheless. This music's probably pretty hype. It's gotta be exhausting for you guys if we're just sitting here doing nothing. Get you all hyped up and then you're just kinda sitting on. I want to see if the Alpha X, let's see. What was I gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought, guys. Whoops. I didn't realize how many Poles we have on the team. We have, so Radzin is Polish, but we also have Matiz, who I did know was Polish. Oh wait, we only have 3 Poles. I guess everything just blends in together. We also have Art. Art is also Polish. It's cool though. 3 Poles is a lot of Poles. In comparison to everyone else. Like, Mamba's the lone Swiss on the team, BioIce is the lone Canadian. But I guess he's French-Canadian, right? I'm pretty sure, so well, he could talk to our 3 Frenchmen. So Dark is... I want to see if Dark is actually on the... Apparently we have somebody on the Chinese server whose name is Dark Zero. We need more darks. Should just be Team Dark. It's also possible that this is outdated as well, because I see some names on here that might... I'm not entirely sure if they play anymore. Alright, let's see, the Latin American team, though. Yeah, Dark and Dark Unnamed are both Bolivians, I guess, apparently. It's kind of funny. Oh, they're also Zergs. So we have 3 Darks. Oh wait, no, sorry. The 3rd Dark from NA. I'm not sure what race he plays, but I want to say he's also a Zerg. So there are 4 Zergs, or at least 3 Zergs, named Dark. That's crazy. So many. Alright, so apparently for our Latin American division, Daystan well, he's the only Chilean. He's also the only Protoss, and he's the captain for the Latin American division. Out of 8 players. That's gotta feel pretty intimidating. When you got 3 Terrans and 4 Zergs that report to you, you know? I didn't realize, but I guess we only have 1 Brazilian on our Latin American roster. I thought we had more than that. I think we used to have more. And they have since departed or something. That must be what it is. I'm learning so much right now. Cool. I found the other Dark. It says he's not in game, so it must mean that they finished, or they just had a really exhausting match. Where's the other Dark? This is the Dark that we casted, I'm almost certain. It's kind of hard to keep track of everybody in here. Oh, yeah. I just mentioned that. Yeah, he's been AFK, so I don't think that's the right Dark. Here, I'll go find another artist. We've been waiting for a while now, sorry guys. Not my intention to just have you guys sit here blankly. I mean, there is another stream to be paying attention to, thankfully, for you guys. But which is what I'm sure most of you are doing right now. But yeah. Actually, I'm curious. What are they paying attention, or who are they casting at the moment? Let's tune in. Currently, Psych versus Firezerg. Ooh, that'd actually be kind of fun to watch. I like Psych. Psych's a cool dude. I've talked to him multiple times. We've had our fun in our 4v4 adventures. Take a bite out of our lovely egg sandwich. Or it's like a bagel. Egg and ham and cheese. It's a pretty sufficient breakfast sandwich. At 3 p.m., best breakfast. Pretty good bagel, guys. I recommend it, but I mean it's homemade, so I can't really. If you want to come over, I'll make you a bagel. If you want. I'm talking about StarCraft. We'll play Rocket League together. Ooh, we'll play Portal 2. There we go. You have to be Peabody, though. I have to be Atlas. What? Alright, let me take a look at the brackets at the moment. So Dark Unnamed might actually be just... Alright, so Dark Unnamed is the one that's supposed to be playing Estrella. Because Dark C2 hasn't showed up. But Dark Unnamed might just automatically seed his game? C-E-D-E, seed. Like, forfeit. At least it gives me a good time to eat my sandwich. That's the wrong page to refresh. Whoops. Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, so Pfizer versus Psych is done, actually. So that's actually some convenient timing, which is a good circumstance. It's my time to shine when they make the game, the lobby, or whatever. And then we'll get to Cast Astrea, and it'll be a good time. Forgot that I was in this. This is so old. This is such an old meme. Hey guys, if you want to be part of LOL on Mass, I'm an officer. I can invite you guys. Oh my god, I recognize some of these old names. Yeah, this is... But like, yeah, a lot of these are like from Team Scancipede. When I owned Team Scancipede, like in Heart of the Swarm, like you guys probably don't even know who that they're like that team. Like, oh my god. Some of these people haven't been online in like literally years. I think. Like Red Sweenet. Cupid still plays, but he only plays like 4v4s, I think. Devil Dog, oh my god. It's kind of weird just seeing like these portions of the internet that you know like haven't really been touched in forever, but they're still there. Oh yeah, Nycro's in it too, because he used to be on Team Scancipede once upon a time. And now he's actually in the GM ladder. Once upon a time, guys. Alright, so Psych just needs a little bit of a break from that match, and then we'll go ahead and hop into the match. I'm just happy that we finally have one, because I've had a stream before where I've sat around for over half an hour, and then, or like almost an hour, and then didn't end up doing anything. Like there was no game to cast, because by the time that I had a game that was finally castable, it was like the semi or something like that, and I was on the B stream, so I wasn't even needed anymore. Alright. Well, I have a Magic the Gathering booster pack that I need to open. Or, well, I don't need to, but I'm gonna open it. You guys play Magic? You guys know? You guys know this sound? Opening up the booster box, or the booster pack. Cardboard crack. Beautiful thing. It's from the new set, so. Ah, we got a mountain, guys. That's the best basic land of them all. Here, just a little bit of background info for you guys, just in case you don't know Magic. There's because I'm gonna tell a bit of a side story because I got time. So there are 5 colors in Magic. If you've played Hearthstone, basically like your your mana or like your crystals. No, I think it's called mana. I hadn't played Hearthstone before, obviously. You could tell. Whatever you use to spend on your spells, there are different types of it. Oh. I gotta check something here. Rip me, guys. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna follow Starkiller and Art. Change of plans. Alright, so if you guys want to see Astrea, you're gonna go into the mainstream. Because that match is getting casted, and like they're just gonna follow that, so that makes sense. I have to find Starkiller though. This isn't what I needed. Alright, somebody's out of game. Or BioIce. Is BioIce not in the game? That's actually fine as well, yeah. Need to cast something. Just super casual, you know? I've somehow accumulated twice as many viewers just by sitting here and doing nothing for the past like 20 minutes. So, I guess my casual conversations with myself are great. Oh, right, I opened the Magic pack and I was gonna tell a story. So, there's 5 different colors of mana in Magic. That's right. We're gonna... So, it's like 5 different... you know, it's like Minerals and Vespene. There we go. Except there's 3 other types as well. But they're also equally as easy to attain, pretty much. And your mana is cards. You don't just get a free mana. Like, you have to draw your mana and play it per turn. And you can only play up to 1 per turn by default. So, in like way back in the 90s when Magic was new, they for the first ever expansion, it's called Arabian Nights. It's like 94 or something like that. Jeez, that's 4 years before I'm even born. It's just weird thinking about that. Like a game that was initially kind of just like children's card games older than I am, and it's still being played by people way older than I am. But anyways, they tried to take all of the lands out of the booster packs, because they figured everyone had lands already. or mana already, because it's like the most common thing to obtain. So there's no real need to have them in booster packs anymore. But in classic fashion for the company that makes this kind of stuff, they made a glaring mistake of forgetting to take out the mountains, which is the red mana, from the card pool. And it was actually in the rare slot, which is the second least common card to get in a pack. Every pack is guaranteed one rare. So imagine how disappointed people were when they got the mountain rare. So there are more mountains that have ever been printed than any other lands. All the other lands have been printed basically in the same number. Almost identical. Except for the mountain, because it was around for an extra expansion. By accident. Magic's got a lot of stupid stories like that. Alright, so when BioIce's game comes up, we'll follow BioIce. There's no way in hell that we're gonna get that one messed up. Unless somebody gets creative. Alright, well anyways, I opened the pack. Let's go check this out. So, general layout for Magic Booster Pack is that there's, like I said, one rare or one mythic, which is the highest rarity. Usually mythics are, they're not necessarily like super powerful, usually they are, but it's more just like they do something totally like bonkers or something weird. It might not be like competitively viable, but they usually do some like over the top things. Then you get like 3 uncommons, and then usually I think it's 9 commons in a land, like a basic land, so like your mana cards. They just add them into the packs because historical value, and it makes them super cheap because they really don't want basic lands to cost anything. That would be stupid. You can also get a foil though, or like a holo, you know, shiny cards. You can get one in a pack sometimes. It's like 1 in every 6 packs about. And that replaces a common. It'll be in the back of the pack with the rare. So you can have 2 rares in a pack. It's just that one has to be shiny, basically. So that's kind of cool. I don't think the one that I got, the rare that I got, is worth anything though. That's okay. It looks hella weird. I wasn't even paying attention to the chat until just now. I just realized I was like staring at my cards and reading them. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, mountain at the rare slot. Yeah, not great. No, I've never cracked Mind Sculptor because I didn't play in World Wake, that was like 2011, 2012. No, like 2011 I think it was. And then it was reprinted in, was it like Eternal Masters or something, but those packs are like 12 a pop or something like that because they're all expensive cards, and I bought one of them just to humor myself, but it definitely was not a JTMS. Most expensive card that I cracked like when it was opened, or the most expensive one, like what it's worth now? Because the value changes a ton. Like, well, here, I could just answer, like, the one that I opened that was worth the most, or that's worth the most now? Okay, probably fetches. Like, fetches can be pretty expensive now. Most of the ones that I own, I didn't actually open now. Like, I traded them away because I was stupid and or people told me they'd go back up in value, but I didn't really have any good cards to trade except for those, so I needed to get rid of those to make other decks. But yeah, like, the black-red fetch is like 40 bucks now, same thing with the green-red one. Cons fetches are cheaper because they've been printed more recently. Like, Zendikar fetches are hella expensive. Like, the red-blue one is, like, in triple digits now. It's like 105 or 110 or something like that. Yeah, they're a lot. I got lucky though, because I went to a major event, Magic event, and I was like, yeah, I'll try and play and see what happens. Let's see how far I go. I almost made day 2. That would have been cool, but there are usually card vendors there that they'll like look at your trade binder and they'll try and like they're usually speckers, so they'll like speculate on prices and stuff and grab cards out of your binder that they think are gonna go up in price over time or where the investments. And usually they're like major vendors, so they'll take a bunch of weird stuff that smaller shops don't care about. So I got like $200 or $300 out of a bunch of cards that I was never using, and I poured it all into fetches. And I think they've already paid for themselves. Like, I think I got like. Oh no, I still play Magic. Yeah. I haven't played as much over the last few months, mostly just because my sleep schedule hasn't like lined up correctly with events. But like, if you play like Modern, which is like Standard is the main thing that people usually start off with, but once you get into Modern, which is oddly enough not the most modern format, they're more expensive cards up front, but the format doesn't rotate. So you can use the same deck unless something gets banned for whatever reason, which is not common. So I usually just play Modern right now. But yeah, it's a heavy investment getting into it. There are cheap decks, you just have to know what they are, and if you don't enjoy those decks, then it's kind of unfortunate for you. So, we're finally in a game, guys. It's another PvZ, but that's okay. This is definitely going to be something interesting. We ended up following Rodzen after all. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, though, we'll introduce our newer challenger. He's pink. He's Le Canadian. He's Zerg. He's Bio-Ice. I'm spacing out hard, guys. I don't know why. And in the cheese toss colors, hailing from our lovely Eastern European country in the form of Poland, it is Rodzen. Rodzen. I don't know. Polish with those Z's. Like, Z's in Polish are, like, kind of like the equivalent of an H in English, so I'm never sure how I'm supposed to say things with the Z in them, like if I'm actually supposed to say the Z. Did the overlay knock? I pressed the hotkey. I did it this time. I promise. I promise I did remember. I just didn't tab out because I have a bad habit of alt tabbing, and I tried to avoid that. But okay, we're good. Thank you, Sushi. I'm sorry. It's been a little while, guys. Yeah, Modern is the best format, Miss Siddick, I would agree. At least, like, the best one I've played. I can't get into Legacy, because Legacy is, like, ridiculous amounts of money. I'm not going to pay for original duels that haven't been printed in over 20 years. It sounds ridiculous. Alright, well, anyways. We do see Bio-Ice actually going for a 3-hash before Pool. Wait. I think that was 3... No, he has gas. This isn't 3 before Pool, is it? You can tell I've obviously been paying so much attention, right? I think that was 3 before Pool. I want to say it was. It might not have been, but it was close. This is a very, very economic-focused opener, and Rodzen's going for his... he's chrono boosting out in Adept right now, so he's going to try and put on some pressure, which I think is a fair call, because he's seen the 3rd hatch, right? Yeah, he's seen the timing on the 3rd hatch. So he's going to want to try and get a few drones here to get Bio-Ice behind on the drone count, and that'll slow down the queens, which will in turn... Oh, he's not going for a Stargate this game, actually. I expected there to be a Stargate, because he did that in both games last game. Alright, Well, anyways, there's Twilight Council down, and there are 2 Vespene Geysers down, so something tells me this could be like a Dark Shrine play. This could be a blink timing. There's a Robo down as well right now. After the Twilight's finished, yep, there's the Dark Shrine. There we go. He's got a lot of gas that he's going to be banking up soon, so it makes sense for him to have the Dark Shrine there. Especially since he wasn't researching selling off the Twilight the moment that it finished. We also see this Stalker here patrolling in the main base. This usually indicates that you're trying to hide something. Because BioAce won't be able to come in here with his Overlord and Scout, at least not straight away. Yeah, we do see 3 additional gateways going down, so it's 4-gate DT style play. I'm curious to see what the follow-up would be on this, because there's nothing being researched out of the Twilight Council. I mean, DTs are quite an investment in general on minerals and Vespene alike. A little bit of supply block there. You see the Overlords popping out, though. That's not that big of a deal. But, yeah, DTs are a bit of an investment. So, it's somewhat understandable that there's nothing being researched out of the Twilight Council just yet, because he's going to want that for DTs, obviously. BioIce has not seen any tech structures at all. He hasn't even seen the Twilight Council. He has seen the Robo, actually. So, he knows that Protoss is being Protoss, I guess. He's also getting a bunch of Lings out. However, alright, he also has safety spores. That's good. There are actually a lot of Lings that are being pumped out at the moment. It's going to be good for BioIce. DTs do kind of shred Lings, but with these Spore Crawlers out... Oh, no. Oh, no, that's a problem. Oh, no. These DTs are going to have a fucking... fun field day. Blah, 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 blah. So professional. Alright. So, this 3rd hatch is already dead. Picked up by the Warp Prism. Super swift. That is a major pickoff right there. That's, I was totally, I drastically understated that. Yeah, I don't know what BioIce was, I guess he confirmed the Warp Prism is over there and not, like, flying around in the back of these bases, but I don't know what else that was really gonna do except for just have him lose Lings to invisible things that he can't attack, but, yeah, him losing or BioIce losing this 3rd base is something that I drastically understated. This is, like, really, really a big deal. I mean, DTs are a significant investment. And we see here that, Rodson's actually kind of behind in tech because of it. He actually doesn't have a whole lot at home here. To defend against this. He has 1 DT, that's it. But, the Zerg losing their 3rd base is a really, really big deal. That's a lot of mining time that disappears. It's not the same thing, like, if this 3rd base goes down, this is a major problem. Or, it's not a minor problem, but it's not like Zerg losing their 3rd base. 2-base Protoss can work just fine against a 2-base Zerg. They're totally cool with that. BioIce has been, like, running around all across the map, though, because of these Archons that were formed from these DTs. There's also another DT here that joined a little late. He has nobody to turn into an Archon with. But, yeah, the heavy Ling style defense from BioIce here is kind of in jeopardy against these Archons, because they melt Lings so quickly. Just look at that. They're getting toasted right there. Oh my god. He does end up saving both the Archons. 1 DT does fall there, and Hydras are now out for BioIce, so he does have a little bit of an ability to defend against these Archons and deter the Warp Prisms from just warping in constantly. He's also rebuilding Rodson's rebuilding his 3rd base. BioIce is getting a 4th base as well, though. However, if we do look at the workers tab, Rodson's got 60 workers. That's amazing. BioIce isn't even producing workers. Like, he's lost too much here, I think. Or he must think. Just, oh my god, look at this push. He's got 60 probes and he still somehow manages to have 5 Archons and an entire Warpin of Zealots. Look at this. This is disgusting. And they have charge. I totally missed that. But this is so difficult to deal with from BioIce. Oh my god. I've been in this position as a Zerg. This is rough, man. We do see here the Zealots getting right on top of all these Hydras. The drones trying to hold position to do their best to mitigate the splash damage, or not the splash damage, the surrounds from the Zealots, but the Archons are just gonna splash through it all. And GG, Rautzen takes game 1 against BioIce. That's not something to scoff at, guys. BioIce is pretty good. Wow. Rautzen's just making mincemeat out of all these Zergs so far. He also shows that he has a little bit of dynamics to his builds as well. He's not like stats where you can just do the same thing over and over again, or where you do the same thing over and over again and win through consistency. He's at least showing a little bit of variance and willingness to change up his build styles. And he did exactly what he needed to do that game. Denied the scouting for the Dark Shrine. Just came in with 4 DTs, sniped the third base, which is amazing. And just kept the pressure on the whole time, making Archon drops in 2 different places at the same time. It's pretty incredible. I forgot, or I didn't change the overlay, so that's good, right? Yeah, we're good. I can alt-tab and find out. Good. Good. Everything's good. Everything is as it should be. Or, now everything's as it should be. Cool. So, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cyber Forest. Second map here. He is in the cheddar color. He is Polish. He is Rautzen. And in the top left-hand corner as our pink Canadian Zerg player. Down a match. Wait, I can fix this. There we go. Now in the bottom left, you can actually see the score. This is BioIce. Let's see what he can pull out here. Went for an insanely economically focused opener against Rautzen here, or in the previous match, and he did indeed get punished for it. His lair was so late that he had to rely on the spore crawlers for detection, and once the DTs got on top of the only spore crawler at the third base, it was gone. There was no way he was going to be able to save that base. But we do see here, BioIce is going to be going for a hatch first, hatch gas pool. Yep, there we go. There's the spawning pool. This probe being annoying. You'll see in the very, very high levels of StarCraft, people like to pair up their workers on the mineral patches that are closest to the base for slightly faster mining time. And you see there that probe is trying to mess it up. It looks really weird if you don't play the game at, like, Masters tier or above. Oh, sup, Sunlily. Haboom, baby. Oh, yeah. There's no Marauders here. There's no Terrans here, Sunlily. I'm confused. Oh, well. You see here this probe? Rautzen doing a good job of denying this third hatchery. This probe being as annoying as probes usually are. BioIce not actually going for this third base at all. He's actually quite far away from it. But that probe did deny it for a while. It's possible that BioIce just made these 8-lings out of frustration of the probe, or to deny that probe in case it was extra annoying. Alright, we do see Rautzen going for the Stargate as he did in, similarly to the 2 games versus Dark that we casted. This is... Alright, I'm assuming he knows how to build this wall. This is kind of an interesting wall off. Like, this is Baneling bustable. My Zerg brain is telling me that right now. Sunlily. I don't know what to tell you. There's no Terrans here. Oh, actually, BioIce is going to get in with these few lings right before the Adept pops out. That's extremely annoying. Speed is like a third of the way done, but BioIce actually gets a full scout off on this main base. He sees there's exactly 1 pylon in the main base right now. I mean, provided there's nothing over here, which there normally is not. He gets to count the pylons, he gets to see the Stargate with an Oracle being chronoed out. This Adept here is not going to be doing too much because Rautzen's actually busy on the other side of the map. It actually gets taken out. That's even better. We see 3 probes being taken down and a lot of lost mining time just trying to deal with these slowlings because there's nothing in the base right now for Radzin except for an Adept that's holding the wall. This Oracle even spending some of its energy on taking out that last Zergling. BioIce is in a pretty good position right now as far as, well, he's definitely made do with what he's had. He's done very, very well with the amount of units that he's made so far, which is not a whole lot. They're not even supposed to do a ton of damage. Those are just scouting links. We do see here that Radzin's kept at bay workers-wise for a little bit. Alright. BioIce going for a single Evo chamber. Doesn't have a layer yet, nor is one morphing. But he does have 3 workers on gas. Looks like he'll be going for the +1 melee that he did like last time. Yep, there we go. So similar build to last game in that regard. Do see here double Oracle and Phoenix, so this is very similar to the King's Cove game that we casted versus Dark, where Phoenix is made after the 2 Oracles to go and poke the Overlords flying across the map. And these 2 Oracles are going to try and do their best here to snipe off these drones together. There is no Spore in the main base, actually. This could do a ton of damage. 4 workers... Oh, they miss focus fire a little bit. There we go. 6 workers down, and they're going to poke down this queen. They kill a queen. And he gets away with both Oracles, and he's targeting a spawning pool for some reason. He's turning it into a spawning jacuzzi with the pulsar beam. Just as a sorry we killed 7 of your friends, we're just gonna try and make a bit of a hot tub for you guys. I know that you guys will enjoy that, you know. I don't think BioIce liked these Oracles very much. He's got a Baneling nest that's finished up here. He's morphing Banelings for some reason. When you... There they are. He's just gonna go for a Ling Bane attack, and as I mentioned actually earlier, this wall, that's Baneling bustable. This is... I think 4 Banelings kills this shield battery. Yeah, because it takes 5 to kill a pylon normally, and the shield battery's got 100 less health. So I would say that it takes 4. You see a photon cannon down for Radzin. Third base is also going down for Radzin, but that's definitely going to be a bit of an issue here. Coming up, BioIce sending the swarm! And having their petlings running around like crazy. Gonna try and take down this third base here. We do see that there is a small contingency force, or defense force of Adepts and a couple Zergling, or Zealots here. These Oracles actually targeting down the Banelings, and that's very, very useful pickoff. Oh my god, there's so many Oracles. BioIce is ahead of me on this. I'm kind of living in the moment here, guys. I don't know what's up with my my attention span, but it is non-existent today. I did not notice that there is like 7 Oracles flying, 7 Oracles flying around the map. But BioIce is keenly aware of this. There's so many Spore Crawlers just like kind of being made last minute here because, you know, Oracles are scary on Mas. Yes, I want a Baneling bust. I love Baneling busts. There were Banelings. He could have busted. When I play Zerg, I try and Baneling bust everybody, even other Zergs. With moderate success. In Diamond. That's not the point, though. I imagine that BioIce is going to be going for a +2 melee timing with Ling and Hydras, because he did manage to get this third base cancelled, and he's actually going to get it cancelled again. That's just super irritating for Radzin to have to try and deal with. The Twilight Council just finished too, so he has been pretty behind on tech because of the fact that he's been churning out Oracles constantly, and they haven't really done a whole lot of damage past the initial 2 that went into the main base and killed 7 workers. We see here a total of 7 workers killed. That's 100% of the harassment damage that's been done at the moment, save for a Spore Crawler or 2 that have been sniped off, and a Queen. BioIce also has a Nidus Worm, so these Hydras are going to be able to move to and fro across the map to attack and defend simultaneously very easily. Not that the Lings care, but the Hydras definitely care more about that. They just keep coming in. These Zealots don't have charge. Charge is halfway done. It's getting chronoed, but it's not going to be around for the time of this engagement. There are so many Zealots here that these Lings actually have to retreat, but... This always makes me laugh. It doesn't matter how long it's been since Haas first, like, introduced this silly style of play. I still laugh every time I see, like, a dozen Oracles flying around. There's some very popular queens. They've got paparazzi cameras on them. Alright, there's the Nidus Worm. I was about to say, if this is all he's sending, that's a very precise Nidus attack. And we do see here that there is a stasis ward in place. This one Lang will trip it. Or he'll have a buddy too in stasis with him. Frozen buddies. They're building snowmen. Bad joke. Centrifugal Hook is also done too, so these Banelings, if they get a decent hit, a couple hits on these Zealots, this could be a very, very good engagement. Storm isn't done. These High Templars won't do anything except for poke angrily. And we do see here, here's the big fight, guys. The Queens are in the front, which is a little weird, and they're off of creep, so they're actually holding back the entire army and slowing them all down. But they're here to help. They're trying their damnedest. Storm is done. These High Templars should be able to get storms off, and oh my god, these units are so squishy. They're going to get absolutely evaporated. But there is a fair amount here, and the Queens are out of energy, so feedbacks don't do anything. This Baneling in stasis awkwardly, but yeah. The power of Queens and Nidus Worms, guys. And Banelings against Zealots. So BioWays takes us to a game 3. Overlay. Did the button work? The button worked. I'm happy. Alright, I'm gonna go find another song. It's not gonna be on for very long, but at least I don't have to do it later. I gotta get my attention span back up there, guys. I'm like all over the place. Well. Oh, Rootkit. I'm a Rootkit fan. Alright, map 3 is going to be year 0. So, interestingly enough, the 2 builds that Rodzin has done are very good on year 0 as well, so you can pull out either one of those if he so chooses. But same thing's true for BioIce. The rush distance on this map is enormous compared to the other maps in the pool. So, I'm curious to see what builds come out here. Bigger maps allow for more proxies, especially maps where players spawn in close corners, however you want to call this. Alright, just double. Okay. Good thing I checked. I almost didn't get the overlay to switch over correctly, guys. That would have been bad. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner of this map. He's making drones in a drone and an overlord. He's being pink. He's being a Zerg. It's BioIce. And in the top right-hand corner of year 0 on our final map. He took game 1, but fell to the Hydras and the Niduses and the Queens and the Banelings and all that stuff in game 2. The Oracles did not prevail. It is Rodzin. See what he can pull out here. And his bread and butter does seem to be this gateway into gas, into Cybercore, and then expanding. We do see the... this could just be the meta now, and I'm just behind, but... Cybercore before Nexus wasn't really too much of the meta before, if I'm not mistaken, so... I'm just used to having the gateway and then the Nexus, and then you get like your Gas Geyser, and then you get your Cybercore, something like that. Or you at least get your Cybercore after the Nexus. That's what I'm used to seeing, at least. Oh. Like this. Yeah. This is a larger map. I understand why you'd go for the Nexus before the Cyber Core. We do see here BioIce not doing the what he did in game 1, which was the 3-hatch greediness. He is making sure that he doesn't die to a 4-gate Dark Shrine timing like he did the first game. Playing a little bit safer, or more standard, I should say. He is sending this drone over to the third base, though, and he's definitely got enough money to build that third base. So this is certainly his main intention here. He will build the 2 queens, though, and he will get speed probably right now. If he could get the third base down, he probably would rather do that before speed, but... Oh, yeah. He's going to build the third, and then he'll get speed. It's good to get that creep spread going as fast as possible, so having that hatch finish a little bit sooner is good. Just to connect the bases together so your queens can defend easier, or more easily. Yeah, there we go. Everything is as it should be. You do see the Adept coming out for Rodzen as well. This one's not being... Oh, well, the first one's already out. That's why it's not being chronoed. And we do see the Stargate almost finished up here as well. This is probably one of the best Stargate maps in the map pool because of the fact that there's so much airspace here with our fat OV boy Amon over here. Just chilling. Or it's being our Overlord Cthulhu mixture. Here. That's your big daddy, yo. Oh my god, what did I just say? Instant regret. I need to take a second, guys. He's your dad. That's what I meant to say. Oh my god. Okay. Moving on. Plenty of drones for BioIce. We have workers back on Vespene. Speed's almost finished up. So, pretty standard timings. Rodzen's actually gone for a Phoenix before his Oracles, so he's going to try and chase these Overlords away faster, or sooner. Again, this is a bigger map, so it's possible that the Overlords are more spread out across the map, so it's good to have the Phoenix out earlier to prevent as much scouting going on. Keeping the Zerg in the dark on a map like this is important, but BioIce does have Ling speed, so he can just keep Lings on... or keep tabs on different parts of the map. We do see he's going to move Lings to the third base locations, and just keeping a Ling at this ramp towards the center of the map to make sure that there's no sudden push out in the middle of the map that he has to be worried about. Do see a single Evo with melee upgrades as well. And Rodzen's got his Twilight done. He's going to have his Robo done momentarily as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for some kind of Archon drop like he did against Dark. And like he did in Game 1. Although I guess that was more of a transition. Yeah, we see the Templar Archives. So, he's opting to go for a more Zealot-centric composition, as he has been doing during all of the more macro-oriented games that he's had. And we do see the Baneling Nest and the Lair coming up for BioIce, so he knows what he's up against, more than likely. I love Ling styles. Like, when I played Zerg, that was my go-to. Like, I used to just Roach Flood most games, because that was what worked the best, and I was very good at 3-base macro as a Zerg player. I mean, like, Roach Flooding was so easy. Like, before, or like in HOTS, but if I ever wanted to play the way that I wish I could play, it was like how Life used to play, with just spam Zerglings and Banelings and just swarm your opponent, Meltster graphics cards. That's or like playing like True. True is a good example of a Zerg that plays heavy Link styles. Or I think No Regrets still does that. He hasn't really been... Has he been playing as much? I think he's just sticking to casting now, isn't he? In Korea. Alright, anyways, Archon drop is in the main base. Does get 2 drones immediately. He's going to target down the Queen, and the drones are holding on for dear life. Going to the Queen for safety. Mom, help me. I'm scared. These Archons are mean, and they're toasting us. And this is very difficult to deal with when you only have Zerglings and Queens. We do see the Hydra Den is finished up now, but still not ideal. We also see no creep tumors connecting, or no creep connection between the main and the natural, so those queens took a little while to come and defend the main base up here. So 5 drones killed, and a queen, so that's not too bad for these Archons. And he got out with both of them. This one has some of the shields gone, I believe, like a decent chunk, but he's gonna, oh actually no, these things barely got dented. Yeah. There's another 4 drones that he got. So he's got 9 workers now, is it? Or he's got 14, including the ones that he's gotten with the oracles that I just never noticed because best observer, guys. 10 out of 10. Meanwhile, back at home, he's starting to get his upgrades. That's one of the nice things when you're going for a Archon drop is that you don't really need your upgrades right away, especially against some of the spamming Zerglings, because the Archons do such ridiculous amounts of splash damage that it doesn't even matter. Oh my god. Just look at this. These queens are getting transfused constantly, and they're still just, like... They're stuck in a microwave, basically. They're just like, liquefying. Eviscerating. Or being eviscerated. And we see here, this actually... Yeah. He's got enough army right now where he can try and do a 2-prong assault here. You see here, there's 3 Archons coming on the flank here, and there's this contingency force of Zealots with the original Archon drop up at the natural. There's also 2 Warp Prisms here, one of which is here to ferry around the Archons and do that micro magic. And I'd say Bio-Ice is just dead here. The fact that every single Archon is still up, yeah. Against, or when you only have Hydras and Zerglings, they're not going to do anything against those Zealots and Archons. So GG, Rudson takes the series. No Baneling bust. That's okay then. So Radzin will now go on to play against Art. Art is also a Protoss, so we will see a different matchup this time at least. Yeah, Art's a Protoss. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. It's like a 5-minute break. Open up lovely Microsoft Paint here. You guys get to see my lovely handwriting, or computer writing. So, when I couldn't cast Estrella, he gave me his love, which apparently tastes like fried rice that he made earlier today. I had to ask. It's not Grandma's chocolate chip cookies. He has confirmed that for me, but that's okay. Oh. Okay, Control Z. Let's change this. This heart is terrible. Oh my god. Alright. So I'll be right back. You guys get to look at this lovely heart in the meanwhile. Just make sure that OBS is actually being good. Oh, right. There we go. So here you are. So I gave you Estrella's Borrowed Love to keep you occupied for 3 minutes while I will return briefly and do this super high-tech thing where I mute my microphone by turning the volume to 0. I have returned. Oh no, did they just go in game? Awesome. Alright, so we're gonna cast. Alright. So we're gonna cast Estrella versus Mamba. So another PvZ. Alright. So this game should start up momentarily. Estrella versus Mamba is actually gonna be a really sick game because these guys both have these guys probably have the best results out of anybody on Alpha X in general, because Mamba made it through DreamHack to a certain extent. What was it? It says 45th to 60th on results here. Which is nothing to scoff at. Like, getting past top 80 in DreamHack is pretty difficult. So this will be the best PvZ. There we go. This will be probably the highest level out of the three that we've looked at so far today. Not that the other ones weren't high level. Those were very, very high level. I definitely would not be able to beat these guys, even if one of these races was my main. But alas, we are here in the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner. Our Swiss Zerg in the green. It is Mamba. There we go. This distracted me way too much. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner in the blue, hailing from Murica. And Ire, I guess, or Shakuras. I'm not sure what Templar he is. It's Estrella. He's probably a Dark Templar. It seems more of his style. Or I've seen him use Stalkers a ton, so I'm gonna go with that. But anyways, we see a pull first here from Mamba. This has the potential to be extremely aggressive. We'll see what the hatch timing is on this. Oh! Alright, we're getting some spice here already, guys. You see this? See this lovely, Oh, I thought he was gonna go ahead and take this as his natural. I was really excited there. No, he's just checking for a proxy 4 gate or some 3 gate, some stupid cheese that might happen. I say stupid cheese, but it's scary. Dealing with a ton of slow zealots when you can't even afford to mine Vespene to get your speed or roaches is extremely frustrating. But there's nothing of the sort going down. We see here Stray going for a relatively standard opener. So Mamba probably just playing it safe. He knows Estrella. These two probably have played each other a fair amount before. And they know what each other's styles are. You guys see that? That little texture that keeps popping up in the middle of the spawning pool? It also looks like this animation's on like fast forward, which is really weird, but okay. I digress. This probe from Estrella will come in and see what's up. Does see the single gas, does see that 3 drones are still mining off this gas. He doesn't see this layer go down because the probe obviously just died. Or no, he did see the layer morphing. Oh, okay. We still only see 1 Vespene geyser here though, so I'm curious to see what this layer tech is going to be for. Is it for a Ling drop? Oh. Yeah, we see an Overlord here in prime position for this. He might just turn this into a Dropper Lord and then just send 8 Lings into this main base of Estrella. That would be really, really annoying. And oh, he's spamming Lings too. Oh, he's going for a no regret build, guys. This Overlord is gonna do his best stepladder impression. Sponsored by DeWalt, the best ladder company. Where's it from? Oh, John Oliver does. That's who says that. Bro, they make some great ladders, yo. They don't even pay him to say that. He just likes ladders. You know, he's a ladder aficionado. He recommends DeWalt. Now, this is a living DeWalt stepladder right here. Look at him. Real MVP. And we also see a backup Nidus network, so when this Dropper Lord is scouted, he's... Okay. Well, Estrella sees this with the pylon. He definitely knows what's up, and he's actually got a Void Ray here to target down. No, Dropper Lord. No, drop the Lings. No. Oh. Alright, well, there is a Nidus network here. The Void Ray will target that. The Void Ray will target that down. I think I said that, okay? So I don't actually think it's going to finish. Oh, wait. Now that the... no. Okay. So these Lings in the main base have not actually gotten a ton done so far, and there's still more Lings in the production tab. He's going to have to get some damage done here. There is a Nidus Worm in the natural. I don't know if Estrella is paying attention to that. Yeah, he sees it. Okay. But this is going to definitely finish this time. The Void Ray wasn't there to target it down. He does get some Queens out, and he is transfusing that Nidus network. A bunch of Lings do end up getting out. We see a total of about a dozen or so. And another Nidus network going down immediately thereafter. Void Ray getting targeted by the Queens. But these Zealots cleaning up the Zerglings in front of those Queens. So he does lose everything prior to this Nidus going down itself. Mamba is just going to tap out here. These Void Rays just cleaning up everything very handily. And GG. Fast game for Estrella right there. So we go to the next map. That was a good attempt. If that pylon didn't scout that Dropper Lord like straight away, and I'm assuming that Estrella actually had some suspicions as to what was going on based off of the drone count. There was none on the natural. There was 1 gas, and he did see the layer go down. Which is actually the big tell. 1 gas and a layer. It's like, it's gonna be one of 2 things. It's gonna be some silly elevator play like it was there. I shouldn't say some silly elevator play. It's some very aggressive Dropper Lord elevator technique stuff, Nick No Regret stuff. Or it's going to be like a Roach rush of some kind, some bizarre variants where you get Roach speed and just spam Roaches, I guess. Either way, getting your Void Rays out really fast is going to be a good way to answer either of those. You saw that he targeted down the Dropper Lord very, very quickly there. Had 6 Lings that just capsized with the Overlord. And the second Void Ray that popped out with to join the first one later on was very, very helpful in cleaning up the Nidus Worms in the future. Not sure what the next map is here, but we will get into that in just a moment. Yeah, I was excited too, Sun Lily. That seemed promising. I kind of wanted to see if it would work as well, but I'm a fan of weird off-brand builds, especially if they're aggressive builds. Well, actually, no. I should say probably the coolest thing for me is to see a macro build with a unit comp that I'm not familiar with. Probably that is my favorite thing to watch. Like, that's why when I watch Uzi play with this 3-Rax Reaper macro style, like, I kind of just, like, melt. You'll just hear me go, like, oh my god, he's so cool. Like, I go full nerd, like, nerd fanboy every time that I see that. It's just so cool to watch, in my opinion. Just seeing, like, 20 Reapers run around the map and then have it transition into an actual play. That's so cool to me. Alright, well, we got the drop. And then we proceed to get into the next game here. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner, overlay, right? Did I get the overlay? I did. Awesome. Spawning in the top left-hand corner as our green Zerg player, trying to do some fun aggression. Let's see if he can pull something out this time that actually does succeed. I would love to see some of that, especially for some Game 3 action. From Switzerland, in the green, it is Mamba. The land of cuckoo clocks and chocolate. And big mountains. And in the bottom right-hand corner, as our blue Protoss player, he's giving you his love, or I gave you his love. So treat it well. It is Estrella. We do see here hatch first from Mamba, and 2 extra drones here. See what he opts for. One of the good things about being aggressive in Game 1 is that your opponent has to keep that in mind for Game 2. It's possible that you just pull it out again. It shows that you're not afraid to do it, at least once. Now, most players will not go for aggression twice in a row, especially if the first aggressive build just failed. This annoying probe. See all the drones just trying to find new mineral patches. Just being courteous to the probes. Like, wait, you're not a drone. Get out of here. Stop shooting our minerals with your stupid laser things. That's so annoying. It's not even that big of a deal. It's just annoying. We do see here Estrella going for... I had a sentence, and then I saw that probe. And just totally forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I don't... Guys, what was I talking about? I totally forgot. Jeez. Alright, well, anyways, Estrella is going for his Adept here. Chronoing out that Adept just to do some annoying scouting information. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. So, when you do that early game aggression, even though it's not likely that you do it twice in a row, especially if you lost with your aggression the first game, it still puts the Protoss, or the your opponent on high alert. Like, you've done it at least once. It's possible that you do it again. So, Estrella is actually doing the same build. It's a relatively safe build, so it's not like he really has to change his game plan. But it is good if you want to be a little greedy in Game 2, because that means that it's possible that your opponent is playing safe and you will be able to get away with that aggression, or that greediness. This Adept being really annoying. He's gotten 4 kills so far. I'm assuming all of it's on Lings, but even still, like, drones having to fight an Adept is never what you want going on right now. Yeah, this is not fun. It's even gonna shade out, probably. Yeah. Oh, no, and it meets up with the second one. This first Adept will end up going down, and this Adept is surrounded, but... Alright, and the Lings do, well, they did surround it for the time being, but this Adept might be able to get away. Yeah, it should be able to. Yeah. That's really good on Estrella. If we look at the workers, 5 workers killed from 2 Adepts. That's pretty great. He's having a grand old time, especially when you have the backup of the Oracles, as mentioned prior in Rodzen's games. getting 5 drones or even like 1 or 2 drones early on into the match, really, really helpful. And it snowballs a lot of these defenses. Like, this puts Mamba a lot further behind the sooner that those drones die. Because that means that, you know, there's less, like, if you look at an exponential function or something like that, it goes like, if you watch the mouse here, it goes up really, really fast. But it needs some time to start snowballing so that it goes upwards really fast. So if you take out the mining time for the drones, it just kind of like, it starts to go up, and then it just like shuts back down, and then it stagnates again in a straight line, and then it has to start all over again. So your economy can't snowball as well if you don't have the workers. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't really need to explain that to you in that kind of way, but just so you know. Control Shift L? No, I could just press L for like units lost and resources, yeah, but Control R does the workers killed. Oh my god, 16 workers killed. Oh no. Mamba's not having a good time, guys. Oh, and those adepts get out too. And the Oracle's coming into the main base as well. These adepts shading into the natural simultaneously. I mean, he's attacking a queen right now, so it's a little ambitious. This queen has 3 kills. What a tank. And we also see more adepts coming in as well. But Australia's not like committing too hard to this. He just had 2 oracles and he's just sending in like a couple waves of adepts, and GG. Mamba's just, he can't handle it. Holy hell. Mamba, how are your fingers still attached to your hands? Dear Lord, But yeah, Mamba's out. That was fast. All right, actually here, I gotta do something real quick for you guys. We're gonna do a little bit of a commercial for you guys to watch. It's gonna be great. There we go. While we're waiting for our next match.
Time is now, place
Oh my
is
god,
here
that was
to
loud. Let's try again.
Time is now, place is here to rest. Feeling the hose on my soul. I see, I like, I go, I get. No one can hold me back. I see, I like, I go, I get. Go, I get, go, I get, go, I get now.
Did that actually go through correctly? Now that I think about it, it might not have. It did. Okay, cool. I was worried it wouldn't actually capture full screen correctly. But yeah, 24-hour fitness. Until somebody tells me that this is a bad idea, I'm gonna keep doing this silly announcer voice every time that I read off some kind of prompts, because it's fun. Actually, no. Here. Well, I'm just gonna give a shout out. You know, that seems more professional, and quite frankly, it's nice of them to give us these opportunities and sponsorships and stuff, because it gives us money towards the prize pools and stuff. So I'm not gonna try and meme them too hard. It's 24-hour fitness. They have over 400 locations. They've been around for 30 years plus. They're very dedicated towards the community. Nice, generally nice equipments, good personal trainers, stuff like that. So if you want to stop couch potatoing, or at least be a lean couch potato, then go there. Do that thing. Here's a suggestion, though. I have to say this in the announcer voice. If you want to achieve your fitness goals and attain your dream body, 24-hour fitness will help you accomplish them. I've been talking too much for me to say that without coughing. Oh my god. Whew. I need water or something. Oh wait, Estrella's in the finals now. Okay. So I assume that I'm not casting that. So let's just do a quick recap of all of this as well. So matches so far: Art versus Starkiller. Art took it 2-1. So the Protoss is prevailing over the Zergs in every single series that I've casted so far, and +1. So Art is playing Rodson at the moment, so PvP there. Estrella took out Psyche 2-0 and took out Mamba, as you just saw. Mamba defeated Hino to get here 2-1. So the finals, it's going to be either Art or Rodson playing against Estrella, so it's going to be a PvP no matter what. And for the third place matchup, the loser of that PvP will end up playing against Mamba, so you guys will get to see another PvZ. Where are the Terrans? Is Psyche the only Terran that made it? Oh my god, yeah. Terran's super underrepresented, guys. Oof. That's an oof. Okay. I think I'll just here. I'll give one more sponsorship shout out as well, just because I think I'm done and we didn't actually cast so many games. So I do appreciate you guys for sticking around. By the way, it's been a bit of a lackluster stream, so it's good that you guys actually got some entertainment value out of that, and we did get a game of Estrella in there after all. But another one of our sponsors to mention, as you see in the on the bottom of the bar of the screen right now, you see 24 Hour Fitness and GameStop. It's one of our newer ones, our sponsorships. So see, GameStop has always given power to the players. Now they're bringing it specifically to esports players. GameStop's new program features coaching and more from some of the world's most prominent teams and players. Visit GameStop's website through Match Arena Quest to learn more and donate to our prize pool. So GameStop's trying to get into the esports scene, guys, which is good, because going into a store and buying your hard copies of games isn't quite what it used to be. As a matter of fact, it's hardly a thing anymore. Oh, alright, so I'll have one more game to cast for you guys after this. So we're gonna wait for Rodson versus Art to finish up, and then whatever comes out of that, whoever wins that will play against Mamba, and we'll just cast that. So I'm just gonna hop on EU then. While we wait for them. So meanwhile, we'll just be chilling here and waiting. So we'll cast more Mamba, Sun Lily. You'll get some redemption here. Actually, I'm gonna check in on our main stream here and see how that match is going right now. So I'm assuming it just finished. Rodzen's on EU servers, so I'm gonna assume that Art took the series. Oh, no. So the last game was played on EU anyways. So I might be incorrect assuming that. But I don't see Art in the Alpha X chat, so I don't know. I guess I'll have to see. Here. One thing I can do is just... You just look up and see if Art's online. If I can find him. Oh, wait. There he is. Yeah, it says he's offline. So I'm assuming that Art took that series then. Or they're just going for another game. One or the other. Looking at the mainstream, they're in another lobby right now. So, they're still playing. Never mind. Judging by the... I think I saw that there were 2 replays in the history that had Art and Rodzen, and one was 4 minutes long. So I'm going to assume that this is game number 3. I'd say that's a safe assumption. Unless they had some delays in their match. So we'll just be waiting for a total of 1 game. So if you guys want to watch actual game content while we're sitting around and waiting for this to start up, let's go ahead to Alpha X SC2 instead of Alpha B SC2, which is where you're at right now. You probably already have Alpha X SC2 if you have this channel. Or if you're following this channel, you're probably following the main one. So do go over there. Check it out. It's definitely going to be quality, because we're in the semis at this point. And PvP is chaos. It's a very, very micro-intensive matchup, so more so than, I would argue, even like ZVZ per se. Lingbane Wars are extremely micro-intensive, but otherwise it's not a very micro-intensive matchup, whereas with watching Stalkers go at it, it's a bit of a heart attack to watch. So I don't know. In the meanwhile, I suppose I could just do a quick cannon rush while I'm waiting, I guess. Might as well. I haven't played on... yeah. I haven't played EU in a while. For some reason I thought that he just messaged me and he was done. I was confused. Alright. This is not the best cannon rush map in the pool. Forgot to do vetoes. That's okay though. I don't think I'm that highly rated on this server anyways. Or on EU. I can't recall. It's been a long time since I've really been ranked on here. So. I'm also not really paying too much attention to what I'm doing, by the way, so I apologize, but... Nope, stay there. I actually have 70 ping, that's pretty good. I didn't expect to have that much, or that low ping. Actually, I don't want to show that yet. Xeno would be mildly... Oh, there's no wall. Oh my god. There's no wall. Oh. Okay. Cool. That makes it like 10 times easier. I don't know, like, how much I can assume of this guy. Alright, well, he noticed that within the first, like, 5 seconds of me placing them, of the cannons, so... He's trying to surround stuff, so, like... I'm trying to gauge his skill level right now. He didn't pull all of his workers. I don't know if he realizes that this is kind of horrifying. He's actually going to lose a ton of workers. I don't even need that cannon. All his workers are dead. Okay. I'm confused. Okay. Let's see what rank that was. He's Terran level 6. What rank is this guy? Silver. Uh-huh. That's unfortunate for him. I kind of feel bad now. I could probably try and do some trolley things while I'm waiting as well. I should actually have the other stream open too, so I can, like, ballpark how long this is gonna take. Alright, it's gonna be a few minutes at least, I'm assuming. Like 2 minutes. Alright, we got to a gold league, guys. We're making our way up in the world. It's another Terran, though, with the Protoss symbol. He's trying to throw me off. That's kind of rude. He's pointing a gun at my Hydralisk. That's so rude. Look, he's smiling. He's trying to say hi or something. Big, nice little stretch there. Let's proxy hatch him. That probably will lead to this not taking very long. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm tabbing out a lot right now, so just to make sure that I'm not like behind on any games here. I sent this drone late. Yeah, I probably should have built the pool. That's okay. He only just started attacking it. Actually, I have a better idea. This will finish. This isn't a full wall off either, I'm pretty sure. Actually, it might be. I might not be able to get through this. Probably can't. That's actually not going to finish either. Alright.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Alright, now he's only attacking this with one Marine. That's promising. And these two drones just awkwardly chilling. Holding hands. Alright, Other game's still going on. In typical PvP fashion, they're both still at 50 supply, and it's the 8-minute mark. Wait, 70 supply, and it's the 8-minute mark. Oh. No! Rude.
The Hive cluster is under attack.
No, no, leave that Overlord alone.
We require more minerals.
Boop. Oh, wait, I can turn those into Ravagers. What am I doing? There we go. Finish! Yes! I'm wondering what that was. That was probably like ass wipe or something. Oh, we're starting to accumulate viewers on the other stream. That's good. We're almost at 50. It says 48 right now. Watching that game. So good on him. Oh, he's off racing. Poor guy. He's normally a Protoss. That explains why he has a Protoss portrait. There, we broke 50 on the mainstream, guys. Does look like a pretty intense game. Jeez, Rodzen doesn't even have like a natural done. Oh my god. Oh, he just obliterated Art's Warp Prism though. Oh, there's a proxy on the map. I didn't even notice that. So that's a hell of a game that they're doing right there. Playing more Silver Leaguers. These poor guys. It's another Terran too. My god. Why? You guys think I could get away with a 3-hatch and then just spam lings at him? Lingbane? Probably. Although that game's gonna probably finish up soon, right? Because that's... No? I think it's still going. Their supplies are fairly even, so... Yeah, there's good.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Building hatcheries.
We require more minerals.
It's a fun time. Supplies are still relatively... Well, actually, Art's ahead on supply in that game, but then he's on defense. Oh, actually, Rodzen's attacking. If he gets a good engagement, that might just be game, but... Actually, that game is probably going to be done just in a second here. Unless something really, really close happens.
We require
And they continue
more
their struggle. But it looks... Rodzen might tap out.
We require more.
Yeah, he's got a Disruptor still alive. Oh, actually he's losing the Warp Prism. might be game. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's game or not. We'll have to see. Yep, alright, this game. I'm out. Beat him in 8 PM. I win. Wait, he spent 25 seconds supply capped in a 2-minute game. Oh. He is 3-raxing me. How rude. Alright, so we're gonna cast Rosin again, guys. Alright. And close that main stream. Yeah, that's... I know the overlay was on. I didn't want to put on the overlay, or I didn't want to put on like the in-game overlay because it doesn't match up correctly with the default screen. But yeah. I didn't really think it mattered too much anyways. Just open up another magic stack while I'm waiting. See what we get. What land do you think the guy is gonna be? Anybody? Anybody got any guesses? I haven't looked yet. Got a 20% chance here. If you guys really want the land, I'll mail it to you if you guess it right. It's like less than a penny. You could probably get one for free. You just go to your local shop or know anybody that plays Magic. They'll give you a basic land for free, probably. But for the meme, I would do it. You'd also have to give me your address, though, which I don't know if that's exactly something that you're comfortable with, but could do it. In theory. I need one guess before I look, though. Alright. I'll look at the token, at least. Ooh, it's a zombie warrior. I don't actually know what spawns these. Or what makes those in the set. There are a lot of tokens in this set, so... I'll look at the rest of the cards in the meanwhile, just one at a time. Charity Extractor, that sounds like a real fun lad, doesn't it? I guess I didn't need to leave that game straight up. Heartwarming Redemption. That doesn't sound like a very dangerous card, and it does it. I must have a playset of that already. That's cool. Hey, we got a foil common, guys. I love it. I'm not allowed to look at the land yet, though, so... I haven't actually... I downloaded Arena, but I got through the tutorial, but I haven't bothered to play it since... I don't know why, I would much rather play something like Cockatrice just because it's free and I already know how to use it. The player base is kind of meh and toxic and small, so you don't really get games very fast, but I usually just use that to store my decks anyways, and it's basically just a tabletop simulator, so And I can play multi-format. I can only play like standard or without sideboards really, because most of those are drafts and best of ones. It is fun to draft though. I might get into Arena. Oh, I also my favorite deck. Oh, and what format? My laptop runs Linux, by the way, so I can't run Arena yet. So when I'm out and about, I can't actually play Arena yet. Because my favorite deck, that changes a lot. I play a lot of decks. Legacy, probably what would be my favorite deck is Manaless Dredge, just because it's so stupid. Because it runs no lands. Just the entire concept behind it is hilarious. Taxus is interesting in Legacy, yeah. Or, Mud decks, like colorless Eldrazi decks, are kind of interesting to watch. They're really explosive. It's also cool to see decks with Lodestone Golem in them. It's such a weird thing to look at. In Modern, I generally play combo, or I would play prison decks, but that's too expensive. So for Modern, I'd say right now my main deck is Ad Nauseam, which is starting to get popular again. It's been a long time since that's actually had a decent meta share, so I'm kind of happy that deck is starting to get some love. It's been a while. It's a very old combo deck. Amulet Titan, I was gonna invest in it, but now it's too expensive. And it's also extremely complicated. It's one of the hardest decks to pilot in any format. I have a commander deck mostly because I had to. Alright. But yeah, I have like a cute mono green. I have what is it? It's Sasaya. Here, I'll type the name. The cheapest modern tier list that I know of, it's either Seismic Swans, or it's not tier really, Seismic Swans or Mono Green Aggro. Like Stompy, just Mono Green Stompy, you can get away with like a $20 or $30 list and have it be competitively viable. It's a rigid list, but like I bought it because people are tired, or people don't actually like to play against me if they don't have to with combo decks, but yeah, like I can literally send you a list of cards and stuff, and it's like 20 or 30 bucks, and you can actually play against people with it, and you won't die horribly. It's kind of awesome, actually. The most expensive card is $2. Blue Eye Control, yeah, that's a bit. Pauper's kind of expensive too, though. I don't know. If you have friends that play the game, usually you can just get like casual decks to play against each other. Standard Pauper is actually a thing you can do as well. Or like standard Peasant, so like just no rares. So just commons and uncommons. That could be something that works out okay. Or just like have only like a few rares in the decks. I suck at those, or making decks for those formats, because I break things combo wise. So like the things that I like to try and break games in general. That's why I do weird builds in StarCraft and stuff. It's just fun to do things that you're not supposed to, in my opinion. but it also has a side effect usually of making other games, or like my opponents not enjoy playing against me because their main game plans don't really work. So, yeah. Oops. Not overly upset about that, but... oh, one of my favorite deck in Modern before it got banned was KCI, if you know that deck. KCI is so cool in my head, but it's also really annoying to play against. So it's totally understandable why people wouldn't want to play against it, because it has so many abusable rules. Basically, it's an artifact combo deck where you sack. There's something called Krark Clan Ironworks, and you sack artifacts to add colorless mana to your mana pool. So you just play like a bunch of 0 and 1-drop artifacts and stuff, and it does all these weird loops, and like there are weird instances where your opponent can't respond because like sacking the artifacts is a mana ability, so you can't actually interrupt the combo correctly. It's so technical, and like even judges get confused with it sometimes. So like, and they've literally studied that shit. Like, it's so I understand why Krark Clan Ironworks got banned, because it also took forever to do the combo for most players. Like, unless you really know the deck, which only like a couple people in the entire universe did. Like, there could be like 20-minute turns because people are too busy like with a calculator trying to figure out if they can combo out correctly and do their loops the way they want to. Alright, well anyways, we finally got our game up and running. Game 1's gonna be on Cyber Forest here. We continue our trend of only casting PVZs. And here we are. Just making sure that the overlay worked. Yep, we're good. Awesome. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner, we've casted him every game except for the last one. Which means that he's won every game except for the last one, oddly or interestingly enough. He's Protoss. He's red this time. He's not orange. Sad day. No cheese. It's Rodzin, hailing from Poland. And our green Swiss Zergy boy, he didn't succeed against Estrella. He might be able to succeed, though, in this game. It is Mamba. He's also paused the game. Oko. Alright. And we're back. Alright. Mamba! He's the snake. He's got a little snaky thing. Decal. Alright. Drone just peeking out by the natural, making sure there's no proxy there. Rodzin hasn't shown any of that so far, but it's always good to just make sure that you scout that, because if your opponents know that you scout that, then they're less likely to do that if they study your replays. They say, oh, he checks for silly 3 Zealot proxies, I'm not going to do that, because he'll scout it. That was good. Hatch gas pool for Mamba. Rodzin is going for a, actually, he's got all 3 workers on this gas. I think he's doesn't normally do that. Oh, well, he's got the Nexus before the Cyber Core. Curious to see what he does with this. He does take the second gas geyser. That's not anything totally unexpected. Unless he was doing some crazy heavy gateway, low sentry count all gateway all in. I guess 3 gate pressure. You might do it off of 1 gas, but then you don't. That's mostly zealots, not stalkers. Oh well. I digress. Rodzin's checking out this 3rd base and seeing that Mamba's not actually even sending a drone out that way yet. It is 2:20. And Mamba's sending Lings over there. Not even hinting at the fact that he potentially could expand, but he is building drones right now, and he's only got one worker in Vespine, so it's likely that he goes for a third base. Yep, there we go. And Rodzen's probe got shooed, so he doesn't see this. Queen, very, very tempted to go on an adventure by itself. It's a dangerous world out there. Especially when you have to tiptoe like the grass is like spiky rocks. And you're trying to walk on them. If any of you guys have tried to walk barefoot on rocks, it's not fun. I grew up in Phoenix, so we didn't really have too many grass lawns. We just had like rocks in our front lawns. Like some people had like lawns as well, but like they're just surrounded by like schist rocks or granite styled rocks. They do look nice. It matches the aesthetic of the desert, but yeah, walking on those barefoot was painful. You got used to it. You learn how to evenly distribute the weight on your foot so that you don't stab your toes. I mean, like, they're not like literally spiky rocks, but like they can be sharp sometimes. It's enough to be painful, but not enough to like cut you or anything. Do you see here Rodzen's Oracle is actually deflected very nicely by these queens. It didn't even get to activate its pulsar beam or anything like that. Not that there are any drones to attack there until just now. I'm just gonna send this Overlord in. Try and see what's up. I don't think it'll actually be able to do anything. Yeah, there's a Phoenix and a Stalker here. And an Oracle just to, you know, intimidate it more. Stare at the Overlord angrily. Templar Archives is going down, so Rodzen might just go for an Archon drop follow-up, like he's been doing for most of these games, and it's been working fairly well for him, so I don't blame him. Like, he just gets masses up like 5 or 6 Archons and then just spams charge lots for the rest of the game, and it's so difficult to deal with that. And Mamba is getting a Roach Warren though, so unlike other Zergs in the past that have been trying to go for Ling-oriented builds, Mamba probably will be better equipped for this. You do see that Oracle did end up getting a few kills. 3 kills is not ideal, but it does get out with about half HP, a little bit less than that. So, as long as those Oracles stay alive to poke another day, it's considered good enough probably for us. And there are the Archons. Oh look, that's kind of weird. They're like stuck there. They can't move when they're right there morphing together, so they were like glitching into each other. They were clipping into each other. Alright, so here are the Archons. He's just gonna go snipe an Overlord. That's the juiciest target. Also, Paralings. Goodbye. Goodbye. And then he gets the hell out of there. Meanwhile, these Oracles chilling at the third base, banking up some energy before they're about to head in. I don't think he'll actually be able to do anything there. They'll probably just get deflected once more. But he's got a third base behind this. He's got a Forge that's almost finished up, and he's got more gateways on the way, and an Immortal. He's going to probably start chronoing out Immortals as well. Yep, there we go. To answer those Roaches more, in a more solid manner than the Archons would. We also see a Hydra desk, or a Hydra desk. A Hydralisk Den, for Mamba. So, Roach Hydra, good old classic builds composition. Tried and true since Wings of Liberty. These Roaches are gonna chill by that Observer. They know it's there, but it's kind of like people with rifles staring at an airplane, you know? Doesn't really do much to shoot at it, I suppose. Oh, well, the Queen was there. Some guy had a sniper rifle. Did some boops on the plane, and the plane went away. In a bad kind of way, it exploded, but Anyways, we see 4th base being taken by Mamba. These immortals, this one's doing some strange incantation of some kind. Summoning the Lords of Shakuras, even though there's no Dark Shrine. He's doing voodoo magic to some of these queens. He's still going at it. That's the same immortal, I'm pretty sure, too. Or maybe it's not, actually. That's probably the one that just popped out of this robo. Did you see a melee upgrade? Or melee upgrades, the upgrade of choice here for Mamba. He did get +1 attack, but he is transitioning. Probably for that hive tech. Ooh, actually, Mamba's going for lurkers. This is a good decision. This is something we haven't seen from other players, mostly because we haven't gotten that far into the game. Where we had like a full-on macro game, but Immortals, Zealots, Archons, they don't do so hot against lurkers because they have a long range attack that hits hard and they're difficult to snipe off. It's like kind of like siege tanks in a way, except the siege tanks don't do friendly fire splash damage. And they will shred apart, and they attack like Hellions do, in a line. It's a little slower, but it's a lot harder hitting, so it's definitely worth it. Such a beautiful siege unit, the Lurker. And Mamba looks like he's set up to go for some kind of attack on this 3rd base. I'd say once those Lurkers are done morphing... Oh, please, he's got a Lurker morphing. It's a bit of a modest... Oh my god. That's more than one. There we go. Burrow they shall. And there is no way that Rodzing can uproot those lurkers. At least not yet. Alright, Stasis Ward is here. These Lings do trip the Stasis Ward just perfectly. These lurkers, so many lurkers, oh my god. And they've got +1 too, so they will shred through these immortals like it's nothing. And those Archons just absolutely melting. Those storms are absolutely amazing. Mamba's not even like bothering to move out of those. That actually might have just saved him there. Those storms took so many, or like, they caused so much damage there that Mamba actually loses all of his lurkers. Wow. The power of storms. I was about to try and pause the game, thinking it was a replay to try and see how many kills just went down. Alright, if we look at the units lost tab, we can see the story right here. 10,000 resource. It's a very even number to lose. 10,000 to about 7,500. Hive is coming up for Mamba, as well as this 5th base. Well, this 5th base is done. 4th base is also down for Rodzin, so both players where they kind of want to be, economically speaking. Rodzin's at about, he's got 65. This is the kind of like the golden number for probes for Protoss. So he's not going to really be making any more of those anytime soon, unless he loses some. And we got 76 workers for Mamba, which is good for a supply efficient army like Ling Hydra. We do see Rodzin coming across the map, at least clearing out this creep, but also potentially to... he did clear up a lot of those lurkers, so he might be able to come in here and do some damage to the 4th base, but Mamba is pretty entrenched with this heavy Hydra composition. This Ling run-by actually coming over to the 4th base. He's actually killed a lot of workers just now. You see 54, so yeah, that was like 12 or so workers right there that he managed to take care of, and all those Lings do end up dying for the cause. The circling, gets to look around, check out what Protoss is all about before he gets charged on by 4 Zealots simultaneously. Oof. Rest in peace, little Zergin. So, Mothership's on the way. We see 2 additional Stargates to follow up, so we'll probably start seeing late game tech with Tempests coming out in a few minutes. We also see adrenal glands being researched, which is a little interesting considering that Zealot Archon is the primary composition still, but, I mean, Zerglings be Zerglings. Late game Zerglings are scary. I think it's funny how the High Templar got warped in, along with the Zealots, to kill the Ling run by. These Lings are trying to do their damnedest to do damage here, but they haven't really been doing too much other than pulling probes off the line. We do see 56 workers still. And actually, I misspoke. These Ling run-bys are getting damage done. That's important. Because if the Protoss is comfortable with Fleet Beacon tech, it's not a good sign for you. So yeah, we're going to see Mamba try and come in here. We do see carriers on the production tab, and if the carrier count gets anywhere above like 4, things get very, very scary for the Zerg. Especially without Aspire, which Mamba has not made at all. He's committed hard to this ground tech. And he's got the Lurker upgrade, the speed Lurker, like the speed burrow. Or, he's almost got it. He kind of got forced burrowed there because he's playing a little too aggressively, but oh my god. How many Lurkers can you have, dude? Lurker Ling. This is Brood War. Do you see this mothership here is cloaking all the immortals? We do have three overseers here, but if these get picked off, then... Oh, they have full energy, too. These could get feedbacked. Not that it matters. All those Lurkers get absolutely... I can't think of a good word. Pulverized, I guess. I don't even know. They get zapped out of existence. This lonely Lurker in the middle of the map. That Creep Tumor absolutely horrified. They weren't even aiming at him. They still almost killed him. Now, this force, this isn't a ton of units, but it's carriers and a ton of High Templars under a mothership. This is kind of scary. I want to see a time warp. Can we see a time warp? It's kind of weird thinking that time warps are virtually unused nowadays. That used to be like a bread and butter tactic when the Mothership Core existed. Just making everything go like super slow. These oracles, or at least one of these oracles, is still alive. Is it only one? No, it's 2 oracles. There have been 2 oracles for pretty much this entire game. For Radzin. And they're the same 2. He hasn't lost them. They're definitely helping out here with the stasis wards and whatnot. Mamba's been very good about making sure that he doesn't get a lot of units trapped in a stasis ward. But the oracles are amazing for map vision. Like we see, there's no observers around across the map. It's just those 2 oracles doing all the work. We do see here a contingency force of a pair of lurkers and some hydras and some banelings to potentially go off on these probes. We do see here decent size storms, but these banelings do go off on the mineral line right there. So the workers killed count goes upwards of 50. Meanwhile, though, Radzin's just going for the throat, taking down this 3rd base here of Mamba, and yeah, this force can't really take this head on. He's got to kind of wait and hope that his reinforcements can rally together and do enough damage to this army where Radzin's not comfortable attacking anymore. I don't think he could do that, though. I think Radzin's just got a death army of death in the way that Protoss normally does. Yeah, just look at that. He didn't lose like anything there in that engagement. Mamba's gonna keep trying to fight back on the offensive, but there's not too much that he can do here. So GG's called. Radzin takes game number 1. And we're on to map 2. Dude, Mamba scares me with that much APM. I feel bad for his keyboard. Could you imagine what his keyboard goes through if he has plus 500 APM every single game? I kind of want to see a first-person point of view. I should follow his camera next game. Let's see, let's try and find somebody other than Rootkit to listen to. Slippy? I'm not a big fan of Slippy. Karma Fields, there we go. So I don't know what map we're going into, but we'll know in about a second or two. King's Cove. All right. This is a Soulgy mix. This sounds pretty Soulgy. Pretty simple, but dark and ambient. Somewhat industrial. It's weird, like I never was really into EDM stuff, and then I found Monster Cat, and it's just that there's so much stuff there, like all in one place, so it's easy to learn. Alright. So, spawning in the top left-hand corner, he threw some hard punches there in game number 1, but fell to the power of Psystorm. He's green, he's Zerg, he's Swiss, his fingers are so somehow still attached to his hands. That blazing APM is Mamba. Wait, he's a snake. If he's a snake, he doesn't even have fingers. How can he tap the button so fast? It just confuses me. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the victor of game numero uno. Hailing from Poland, there's the red toss, it's Rodzin. And Mamba going for a nice little hatch first. I just realized I have my system stats up there in the top left. Whoops. But yeah, hatch first. Got the probe coming across the map to do some scout debating. This isn't too big of a deal, but if you shift click the probe to go through the middle of the map, it is like 3 or so seconds faster. Otherwise, this is one of the longest rush distances in the map pool at the moment. But for whatever reason, the workers go around the side of the map by default. But if they go through the middle, it's slightly faster. At least that's what that's how I understand it. It's like 27 versus 29 seconds to get from main to main or natural to natural. I don't know. Somebody did the numbers at the beginning of King's Cove service in the map pool. Ooh. Alright, so Mamba's gone for a very fast third hatchery. And it's, he stuck it. The probe didn't catch it, so it wasn't able to block it correctly. So Mamba has the potential to be very aggressive here. Now, Rodzin went for the Nexus before the Cybercore. I'm almost positive. This looks like it would have been Cybercore after the Nexus. And he's going for a Twilight Council. I would imagine that this is the 4-gate DT build again, but this is still pretty early. He is mining from both his gas geysers, 3-piece. So I'm gonna say, yeah, there's the Stalker 2 to prevent scouting. I'm gonna say that this is probably a DT build, or at least an attempt to do a DT build. But Mamba sent his Overlord in very quickly into this main base. He wants to know what's going on right away. And the pathing of this Overlord actually isn't going to default to the Twilight correctly. He won't see this. Or he might. Will he? Yeah, he will actually. I forget, Overlord Vision's extra. Oh, overlay. Yep, alright, I did forget this time. Thank you, I'm sorry. Nothing interesting has happened, guys, I promised. So he does see the Twilight Council. That is a big tell. Overlay's off now, right? Yeah, we're good. Cool. This is Mamba. Do a proper intro. This is Rodzin. Killing an Overlord. Like a beast. Alright. Dark Shrine is here. Mamba has not seen it, but he has seen the Twilight Council done, and he's seen the Robo as well, I think? Let's see. Yeah, he's seen the Robo as well. And he's even got a follow-up scouting Overlord here just to reconfirm. He's even going to see these 2 gateways. He's probably is going to know what's up. He won't see the Dark Shrine, will he? He does see the Dark Shrine. Okay. He knows exactly what's going on. Layers morphing. We're just going to see some spores come down in a moment here as well. He's churning out lings. Is he? He might not even bother with spores, actually. He probably knows the timing for this, so he might realize that if he just gets his layer down straight away... Alright, yeah, he is building spores. Yeah, he's got the timing for this. So he'll have overseers. He's basically mining from 2 gases right now, which is cool. He's got the Roach Warren for the counterattack, and there are the 4 DTs going straight to the natural. Maybe the main base, probably the natural. And there's a spore here, but the lings aren't quite here to surround the DTs, or here they are now. Warp Prism will try and ferry around these DTs, do the maximum damage, and there's good micro from Brodson, trying to make sure that these DTs don't die. And he does get out with all of them, and he didn't actually take out even a queen. He just took out lings, so Mamba's pretty happy about that. Especially since he's building roaches now. He wasn't going to use those lings really anyways. And roach speed is on the way. You got 3 gases, roach, speed roach. This might just be a roach flood attack. We do see 1 drone in the production. Oh no, we see 5th and 6th gas. This could be a roach hydra timing. Oh, I'm sorry. Roach Ravager exists. He could just Roach Ravager. Or Ravagerling. Oh no. DTs actually take out the spore in the 3rd base. That means that these actually are gonna be able to do a bunch of damage. Meanwhile, there was an Archon drop going down over here. We see a total of workers killed 16. That's a lot of workers. That's nothing to scoff at. Mamba's getting thrown for a loop here. These DTs, he does take care of 2 of them, but another 2 do end up escaping, so that's another Archon that Rodson will have later on for his army, which against a Roach composition isn't ideal, but Archons are Archons. They still do plenty of damage versus biological units. Ah, here we go. With 5 Vespene Geysers, or, well, he's going to have to rebuild drones, so he's not really going to be using the Vespene Geysers right here, but having the Spire is really good against a Zealot Archon player. Even though Archons rip through Mutalisks, they're very nearsighted. So having these roaches here to deal with the Archons, if you just target fire the Archons, then what does the Zerg, or what does the Protoss have to answer with, like, non-blink stalkers? Just normal stalkers? That's not good. Especially since there was no Stargate opening, you can't just build Phoenixes. So this is an option that Mamba has that ordinarily you wouldn't really have in a standard PvZ where somebody goes Stargate opener. So I would agree that this is a good call from Mamba. He's also got a decent amount of gas in the bank, so he will be able to pop out about 6 or 7 Mutalisks once the Spire does finish up. He's taking his 6th gas in his base, and I think he's just going to try and go for this really strong push. But, my god, that's 6 Archons and 2 Immortals. 6 Archons is a little much. Like, these Mutas are not going to do so well in defense. Yeah, Ravagers is probably the best thing that he can do right now. Try and mitigate the damage that the Immortals are going to do, but at the same time, he's going to have to pull drones against an Archon push. We see this is the big engagement. The Mutas aren't even going to be built. There's no need. That's not even necessary. These Archons are starting to get low on HP, but there is reinforcements here. Plenty of charge lots. These Roaches doing what they can, but GG Rodson takes it 2-0. Hi.
Hi.
I'm casting. What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just finished. So,
I wouldn't.
well, I'm finishing.
I wouldn't have clapped if I had known you were casting.
How dare you clap?
I know. How many viewers did I annoy?
I mean, I'm on the B stream, so it's just like 9, 10.
Oh, okay. Hello, 9 or 10 viewers. I am Patrick's brother.
They know my name.
Do they?
They know my name now.
Did they not before?
No,
Really?
it's not my stream. It's the StarCraft casting stream.
Huh.
Oh no, they know my name. My cover's been blown.
I'm
Okay.
glad no one in the chat seems to give a shit about this whole affair.
Wow, your name is Patrick. Hello, Patrick. See what you've done? Hi. Alright. At least you didn't ask if this was the Krusty Krab. We're... Alright, so before I close up the stream, gonna give one more shout out here to our sponsor, GameStop. So, see, GameStop's trying to get into the esports scene a little bit now that they're starting to go. Oh my god. Alright, let me try this again. I'm sorry, my brain is fried and I've talked a lot today at this point. My casting brain is not healthy. It's a little out of shape. So, GameStop's been giving power to the players, now they're bringing it specifically to the esports players. They're moving away from their console and physical copies in the game stores and stuff and trying to get into that esports scene, tap into the online market and whatnot, which makes sense. That's kind of where all the money is now. I just realized I turned off the stream entirely, so I closed StarCraft. So we'll just do this. But yeah, so GameStop, one of our sponsors, they helping out. It's great. That was a really lackluster shout out for somebody that gives us money, so I apologize, but it's good to see them go back to or trying to stay relevant. I remember getting my Heart of the Swarm Collector's Edition from an actual brick and mortar GameStop once upon a time. Back, like, when did HOTS come out again? 2013, 2014? It's like 4 or 5 years ago, damn. Ancient history. But, yeah, so, do check them out. They do offer coaching sessions now. Things of the like. Get your 12-year-old to be a professional Fortnite player so they can play against Ninja. Ooh woo. So cool. Alright, well, anyways, yeah, people are starting to leave, so that's understandable. This is the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. This is N2O. You can see all hail King Swimmy picture. That is the King Swimmy. He says hi. And that be the end of the stream, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope I'll see you guys next month. Peace.